Hi guys! Okay, so I'm going to be doing 20 questions about myself while also making myself some lunch, which is sushi. Drinking some celery and parsley, lemon, and ginger juice right now. It's pretty good. The parsley is definitely super, super good. Alright, so I have all the ingredients out already. I'm just going to chop them up and talk at the same time. This sushi is going to be like full of all these vegan goodies. I just bought sushi paper and I just bought all this stuff. So we'll see. I don't have that much rice, so I won't really be making much with rice. But let's get started with the question and then I can start making the sushi. And I found these questions from, I just picked random ones from the Thought catalog. They're called 56 questions to ask yourself, and I just picked 20 that I thought were good questions and I thought would be deep and thought-provoking. Okay, first one, if I could give one piece of advice. Also, I'm kind of in a rush because my brother is visiting me from Singapore and I want to get this done before he gets here, and he's already on his way, so he's probably going to be like 30 minutes, so we'll see how much I get done. But if I could give one piece of advice to everyone in the world, what would it be? Okay. I guess the piece of advice I would give would be just don't stress. You know, don't stress about life. Don't stress about anything, because everything works out in the end, whether you see it or not, whether or not it works out in the way that you thought it would work out. But regardless, as long as like you keep trying and you keep working and you keep doing what you gotta do, for the most part, it will all work out in the end. Another thing is, like, I know that times in life get really stressful and we feel like whatever is going on in our life is kind of like the biggest thing, or even if it's not the biggest thing, it's just a lot and it's consuming of our life, and our mind, like specifically, very, very mind consuming. Something that might ease a little bit of the consumption is just to know that this is temporary, and that like this is something that you're really not even going to think about in like a year from now, or not even, probably even just like a few months from now. So let yourself be okay with the fact that, okay, this is what's consuming my life right now, this is what's consuming my mind right now, but there's no reason to bring any anxiety, because this is all just temporary, and this is something that's not going to matter, or it's not going to be as big of a deal in my head or mentally consuming in a little short while. So that might help you out a little bit there, because really in life, like, life is beautiful and times get rough, and things that we do may not always seem like it's in our favor. Things that happen in our life may not seem like it's always in our favor, but eventually, like, you pay the bills, you, I don't know, you pay the bills, you have a life, you make yourself happy, you do the things you need to do, all those things. So don't stress. There's no reason. You're only halting your progression. You're only prolonging your progression into your life and into making your life as beneficial for you as possible. I don't know if any of this makes sense. I'm also still trying to get used to talking with no person, just talking to a camera of some sort, and which is why I'm doing something while I'm talking, because I feel like that might get my mind off of it and also might help me think a little bit more. I know that might not make sense, but we'll try it out. Also, I'm hungry and I wanted to make some food. I'm making a lot of sushi, so we'll see. I might not eat everything. I have a whole bunch of stuff cut up. We'll see. All right, next question. Would I consider myself religious or spiritual? So this is a really interesting question having to do with me, because I don't know if any of you know, but I personally come from a very spiritual background, in the sense that I forgot a spoon. Whatever, we'll do this. Spiritual, I mean, I come from a very religious background, but not because of my family. Well, not directly because of my family, but because I went to really religious Jewish schools my whole entire life. I'm a Chinese Jew, Chinese American Jew, and my dad was Chinese, born in China, immigrated to America at the age of 18, and my mom is from the Bronx, grew up very religious Jewish. But she never really forced me or my brothers into the religion. Just I went to religious schools my whole entire life just because that was my preference. I genuinely liked going to Hebrew school every single day, and I liked learning all about Judaism in very detailed. You need this now. Don't tell anyone. And so my relationship with Judaism has fluctuated and gone all over the place. I used to live in Israel. I went to really religious Jewish schools my whole entire life. And so like going to Israel after high school was a very normal thing that all my friends did. So I kind of just followed the social norm. I don't know where to put this. And that was going to Israel. And that was my chance to really practice Judaism. So I guess that would be me being more religious and more observant in that sense. Because I really wasn't that observant, even though I was going to very religious yeshivas where we had to wear skirts all the way past our knees, up to our knees, shirts past our elbows, covering the chest, everything. Like definitely no showing of midriff and whatnot. So, everything's pretty much cut. I don't know if I'm gonna need this one, so I'm gonna start with this. So for me, it wasn't really implemented into my life. It was very much just something that I happened to be a part of. But I really didn't feel that practicing was something that I could do because no one in my family practiced. My brothers are atheists. My father was atheist. My mother was like very, very not atheist, but not too observant in the sense that like she didn't follow the same rules that my school encouraged. So it wasn't really, I had no pressure on my family. Honestly, the pressure came from me. I personally just wanted to be more religious at that time in high school, as well as my first year of uni, which I did in Israel. And, alright, yeah, so this is just seaweed. And so the interest in Judaism and getting to know was really, really from within me. And honestly, I kind of really just wanted to blend in with my friends. A lot of them were really religious, and I kind of felt like the odd one out because I was the only one that really wasn't. So I have kimchi, I have black bean sauce, I have some of these seaweed salad, and then I have tofu that I just made so quick, and then a little bit of rice. So we'll start off with a little bit of rice. This gets a little messy, so we'll see. So yeah, I didn't really feel that I was totally fitting into my school because I really didn't. I didn't. That's about it. Like I just knew everything about Judaism that I was taught pretty much because I had such a serious interest in it, but I really did not practice any of it until I went to Israel, and that was where I felt like, okay, this is where I can be free and I can finally practice what I've been preaching or what I've been learning in school and whatnot. And that was kind of really freeing for me because I wanted it so badly at that time. Like I really did. I genuinely wanted to be a part of this beautiful religion, and I really, really, truly believe it's a beautiful religion. This looks so good. I don't want to put everything in all at once because I don't want the flavors to be too overwhelming, but I'm definitely putting too much. Some tofu in this one. Anyway, alright, so I have cucumber, avocado, oshinko, which is pickled radish, and then I have some tofu that I'm putting in as well. And I'm gonna roll it up. I want to make one with seaweed first. Oh, it's next. Okay, so Let's see, how to roll this. Oh my god, I'm definitely not gonna get through 20 questions. I know this. I talk way too much. Okay. So yeah, when I went to Israel, I kind of practiced more of the stay in there. More of the religious aspects of Judaism. I really connected with the religious aspects. And then I kind of like went through roller coasters of like being super, super observant, and then also like super, super not observant. I really went through a full on, I was all over the place, honestly. And which is fine. I'm a big fan, and I know Judaism, or at least what I was taught about Judaism, doesn't really promote change. They kind of want you to change in one direction only. They literally have sayings like, you're on the way, you're on the road, you're on the path. And that's like one very specific type of path. And I really wanted to follow that path. I truly, truly did. It looked like a world that seemed something that I wanted to be a part of. Which, maybe in the future, I will revisit. But as of right now, I'm going to Binghamton. When I went to Binghamton, I graduated in May. When I went to Binghamton, it was kind of a very big eye-opener. So I did stick with the religion and all of the practices through pledging and through like 2 years of Binghamton. And then I started my life was changing, my friend group was changing. Originally, my friend group was like super into Chabad, which is like a very pretty observant group of Jews group of Jews. And I'm doing this in my room, which is like freaking me out because I don't want ants in my room, but I also want to be able to like set up and feel comfortable doing this. But yeah, and then I kind of changed my friend groups to non-Jews, a lot of non-Jews, not because of my sorority. I joined a Jewish sorority, but it was actually because I just like, I don't know, I expanded my friend group. Really, before college, I had one non-Jewish friend other than my family who wasn't Jewish, and which I think is really funny, because I feel like everyone else has one Jewish friend. I think it's very opposite for a lot of other people. But yeah, and now I'm practicing more of the spiritual side because I think Judaism is like one of the most beautiful religions. Granted, I only know of Judaism. I don't know of any other religion. I'm very naive and very ignorant in that world, but which I wish I wasn't. It is what it is. All right, seaweed salad. Also, I kind of need to check up on my phone, which I'm using to record this, but to see where my brother is at. I'm gonna put a lot of this on. I love this. I'm gonna make 3 rolls. I'm also making more rice, but I realized the rice needs to be cold, and this is old rice, so I just kind of use that. All right, that looks good. Should I put oshinko? Oshinko is very crunchy. So good. Yeah, why not? So, anyway. So yeah, as of right now, pretty much just real spiritual. Sorry, I thought something was going off in my apartment. Just spiritual. And I'm very okay with that right now. That's where I like to be. I still think my roots to Judaism are very, very strong. I am a proud, proud Jew. So, oh no, something's seeping through. Whatever. All right, I hope that answered that question. I can definitely go into it more. I kind of like this right now. I'm having a really good time. Would my 10-year-old self be proud of me? Yes. When I was 10 years old, that was probably the worst time of my life. I hated my childhood, not because I had a bad childhood. I just never was. I was given a beautiful childhood. I have an amazing family, amazing support. I didn't have any friends, but that wasn't even the thing. I just didn't know who I was. I wasn't respectful of my family. I wasn't respectful of my father at that age. Like, I didn't know what was right, and I didn't make nice decisions, and I wasn't ever sure of myself. So I'm happy to say that now, not 10 years old, but 22 now, almost 23 in like a month. I am very proud of like who I have become and who I'm striving to be. I think that I'm much more confident, although I have still ways to go. I'm way more confident, I'll just use all of it, way more confident than I was when I was in high school. No, whoa. It was 11th grade. Was that middle school? Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's middle school, like 6th grade or something. I don't even know. No, I honestly don't even know what grade you are in those times. 1st grade is 6, right? All right, 2nd grade is 7. 3rd grade is 8. 4th grade is 9. 5th grade is 10. Yeah, okay, so elementary school. Yeah, I had no friends. I was bullied. I was very thoroughly bullied. So at least now I have friends and I'm very secure in who I have, which is nice. All right, what would I change about myself? A lot. Not in a bad, I don't think I'm bad in any way. I think I'm a very good person. I'm proud of who I am, but I definitely would change a lot. Okay, this is gonna be a kimchi roll. I feel like I am not driven enough. I wanna like just spend more time doing things like on YouTube or on Instagram and all that. That's really what I wanna redirect my focus, but I very easily get sucked into the vortex of watching YouTube videos all day. So I need to figure out how to combat that. And I'm trying to make myself a rule where I only watch YouTube when I'm like on the treadmill. I feel like that's a really good way to promote yourself, or what's the word, to give yourself the ability to do what you want, but under certain circumstances. All right, and we'll do tofu in here. Wow, I'm really kind of just like I don't even know if these are gonna taste good, to be honest. I'm just making it up as I go. We shall see. All right, on the flip side, what would I never change about myself? I think I'm very respectful. I think I'm a very respectful person, and thank God, because I feel in my age, it's really hard to find people who can look past their own personal needs and look for the needs and the interests of other people. Because I feel like I'm a millennial, and I'm proud to be a millennial. But I live in a generation where we are kind of self-absorbed. And I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I mean, our parents worked really, really hard for us to be able to say, hey, I want to follow my dream. You know, our parents were not able to say that. They weren't, because they really, truly just wanted us to be the ones who could do that. And we're doing exactly that. So, but with it comes, you know, a little lack of, I don't know, in my eyes, a lack of awareness of other people's lives and other people's needs, and like, I don't know. So I would never change my respect that I have for other people, for my elders, for my parents, for my family, for my friends. All right, let's see what this looks like. Not bad. Not too shabby. Okay. I know I'm supposed to wet this, but I didn't. I'm just cutting it right into it. This should also make more than 6 pieces. This should be making 8, but I don't want to risk it all oozing out one end. So, ooh, these look pretty good. I'm kind of excited. So, oh Lord, that doesn't look so pretty. That's not bad. All right. Am I a morning person or a night owl? I am absolutely a morning person. Even if I don't need to wake up early, I will still be up early. Just because like I feel that that's how I get the most done in my day. And also I feel like I was trained to be an early riser from my mom, because she's an early riser. She used to have to wake up at like 4 a.m. to get to work, and she traveled all the way she commuted to the city. Oh my God, these are falling apart. Okay. And so I kind of feel like Man, this one fell apart. Okay, each one I have to eat the ends of because it's oozing out the sides. No. That was good. Alright, last one. Wow, I didn't even get close to 20 questions. Would I consider myself to be more creative or logical? I want to say creative because I was an artist when I was a kid, but I honestly didn't even make up my own designs. I kind of just practiced by copying other people's, and I did really well at that. Or whatever I saw online. Ooh, this one looks so good. This one has the seaweed. Okay. That might be my favorite one. I can eat so much more sushi. I'm never going out to get sushi ever again. I'm just gonna make it my own myself. This is so good. And I don't eat fish, so I keep having to get the same 3 rolls. Oh, I wanted to get honey roasted. Whatever, it's fine. Honey roasted peanuts with avocado sushi. Probably my favorite sushi. It's vegan. Alright, I didn't use any of this, but it's really good. I'll use it next time. Yeah. But I come from a family that's very logical, so probably more logical.